Thank you for joining me. This is episode 45B, Genesis 24, with Bible and Revelations. This is the ending of the chapter. It was so long, it went longer than 12 minutes. Before Abraham's slave is gone to the city to get a woman to be the wife of his son Isaac. That was from his servant girl, and he met the girl randomly at a oasis, a well, and she was very kind, and just what he was looking for: a kind woman, a beautiful kind woman to be, and a virgin, to be the daughter of Isaac. And she was everything he could ask for. So now he's going to meet Rebekah's family, which are related to Abraham. After that, I asked her and said, "Whose daughter are you?" To which she said, "The daughter of Bethuel, the son of Nahor, whom Milcah bore to him." Accordingly, I put the nose ring on her nostril and the bracelets on her hands. He wants her to marry Isaac. And I proceeded to bow down and prostrate myself before Yahweh and bless Yahweh, the God of my master Abraham, who had led me in the true way to take the daughter of the brother of my master for his son. And now, if you are actually exercising loving kindness and trustworthiness toward my master, tell me, but if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, "From Yahweh this thing has issued. We are unable to speak bad or good of you. Here is Rebekah before you. Take her and go, and let her become a wife to the son of your master, just as Yahweh has spoken." And it came about that when Abraham's servant had heard these words, their words, he at once prostrated himself on the earth before Yahweh. And the servant began to bring out articles of silver and articles of gold and garments, and to give them to Rebekah, and he gave choice things to her brother and to her mother. After that they ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and they spent the night there, and got up in the morning. Then he said, "Send me off to my master." To this her brother and her mother said, "Let the young woman stay with us at least 10 days. Afterwards she can go." But he said to them, "Do not detain me. Seeing that Yahweh has given success to my way, send me off that I may go to my master." So they said, "Let us call the young woman and inquire at her mouth." Then they called Rebekah and said to her, "Will you go with this man?" In turn she said, "I am willing to go." At that they sent off Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, and Abraham's servant and his men. And they began to bless Rebekah and say to her, "O you, our sister, may you become thousands times 10,000, and let your seed take possession of the gate of those who hate it." After that Rebekah and her lady attendants rose, and they went riding on the camels, and following the man. And the servant took Rebekah and got on his way. Now Isaac had come from the way that goes to Beer-lahai-roi, for he was dwelling in the land of the Negeb. And Isaac was out walking in order to meditate in the field at about the falling of evening, when he raised his eyes and looked. Why, their camels were coming. When Rebekah raised her eyes, she caught sight of Isaac, and she swung herself down from off the camel. Then she said to the servant, "Who is that man there walking in the field to meet us?" And the servant said, "It is my master." And she proceeded to take a headcloth and to cover herself. And the servant went relating to Isaac all the things he had done. After that Isaac brought her into the tent of Sarah, his mother. Thus he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and fell in love with her. And Isaac found comfort after the loss of his mother. That's the end of Genesis 24. Let's go over some notes. A bride for Isaac. Apparently, Isaac got a very beautiful, nice, kind woman that was very well behaved and educated. To place a hand under someone's thigh, like the servant did to Isaac, Abraham, symbolized a binding oath to swear by the Lord, or to vow by his authority, Yahweh's authority. Verbally affirmed this commitment. Although the oldest servant is not named here, some Bible teachers identify him as Eliezer. In faithfulness to the one true God, Yahweh, Abraham made his servant vow that he would not take a wife for Isaac from among the idolatrous Canaanites. I kind of believe in that too. You can curse your marriage from the beginning if you don't do it right. Certain things. When I was getting married, the pastor said he had to go on vacation or something, and he had a substitute, which was a lady. It was a female, not a lady. It was a female that looked and dressed like a man. So I didn't like that, but my ex-wife, wanted that lady because she liked her, that female. It wasn't a lady. And I was afraid at that time that she was cursing the marriage. And it lasted 2 years. Anyway, so I think it is important to do things right if you're going to do something serious like that. In faithfulness to the one true God, Yahweh, Abraham made his servant vow that he would not take a wife for Isaac from among the idolatrous Canaanites. To do that, people have different customs, different values, different habits and ways of communicating. Probably would have ended badly, or would have at least been very difficult. So he didn't take one from the idolatrous Canaanites. Like Abraham with his servant, with this servant, the Lord Yahweh is not offended when his people request clarity so that they can know God's will and do it well. To discern God's will, a person must first be determined to do it. More frequently, Christians try to determine it before doing it. Prayers like this for wisdom, grace, and clarity regarding the Lord's will are ones the Lord honors. God has a wonderful way of affirming his plans after his servants step out in faith. This was an answered prayer. The servant asked God to do something so significant that he would not miss the woman God had appointed for Isaac. And before he finished speaking, Rebekah arrived. It was common courtesy to offer water to drink. And she says, "Drink, and I will also give your camels a drink. Let her be the one you have appointed." And the common courtesy of offer water to another person at a well, but offering to draw water for animals was not. So that's where she went above and beyond to prove she was a very considerate, kind person. And this was the extra step which was a sign for the servant that this was the lady for Isaac. But offering to draw water for the animals was not, and to do so for all 10 camels was extraordinary. Rebekah's brother Laban was impressed by the objects of wealth this servant had brought with him, from the jewelry to the camels. In antiquity, only the very affluent owned camels. Oh, so she knew this was an important man just by him having 10 camels, and they're all loaded down with goods. So that may have been why she treated him with such respect. Seeing an opportunity to improve his own situation, he invited the servant to stay at his house. Laban's materialism and opportunism resurfaced later. The servant recounted the events that had brought him before Laban and Bethuel, Rebekah's father. Readers today may chafe at the repetition in these stories, but the text was originally written to be read aloud. The repetition made the storytelling more memorable and also wrote these scriptural lessons and histories on people's hearts. He keeps repeating the same thing over and over again, how he wanted a woman to offer him water and a woman to